Morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. If you will, like, share, comment on the post, and then, if you will, join me in the book of Philippians, chapter number 4, and beginning in verse 15 as we begin to wrap up this letter. And Paul is going to kind of continue to build on his theme of contentment, that God, even in lean times, that God had still been faithful to him, and he's thanking the Philippian church for their faithfulness to his ministry that they had shown to him, and how he is so thankful for them. Beginning in verse 15, he says, "You Philippians yourselves know that in the beginning of the gospel, when I left Macedonia, no church entered into partnership with me in giving and receiving except you only. Even in Thessalonica, you sent me help for my needs once and again." So Paul again is thanking the Philippian church for their faithfulness, for their generosity, and for their commitment to missions. That they were the only church that had been consistently giving to Paul and his ministry, and there's a great example for us today, for our churches today. So many times, I would challenge all of us to look at our church budget. It's getting to be about the time of the year where we'll be discussing budget in most churches, and look at our budgets and see how much of that budget is inward focused and how much of it is focused outside of our own four walls. How much of it is going to help to spread the ministry, to support works that are going on outside of our own church. And certainly we need to take care of our own. We need to take care of our own facilities and people, those kinds of things. But we don't need to become a silo, just a place where resources are stored up. We need to be a fountain. We need to be sharing the blessings that God is giving us, and find ways that we can be involved in doing and supporting missions. And again, every church can't do the same thing, can't do the same amount, won't be interested in the same thing. Some churches, because of events, things that have happened in their church, I know of several churches who are very interested and very involved in helping to find homes for foster children. And it's just some things that have happened in their church that has brought that to the forefront, where others may be very involved in trying to bring an end to abortion because of whatever something has brought that to the forefront of the church. Others may be very concerned about missions overseas, some about local, all types of various missions, and as a church and as individuals, we need to be so minded, like the Philippian church here. We see the blessing that it was to Paul. I think it's also very clear that we see that the churches that he had been involved with, the churches that he had helped start, the churches that he had helped get their feet on the ground, where he had led many people to the Lord. The fact that they weren't helping him was very painful to him. I think when you even in Thessalonica, he says, "You help me." That no other church partnered with me. And so it hurt Paul that these other churches were refusing to be involved in missions. Many of you that are listening to me now are very familiar with some of the events, the horrible disaster that is unfolding in the mountains of North Carolina. And it's just horrendous, and been involved for the last week now in trying to help organize and do logistics and get supplies and people and things where they need to be, and hearing from the folks on the ground that what they're seeing, what we see on the TV and videos don't even begin to show the nature and the magnitude of the disaster. And so you may not be able to go up there and shovel mud or something like that, but financially you could help. And if you'll just Google Baptist on Mission, you'll come to a website and you'll see a link to go to Hurricane Helene. And the good thing about it is, should there be, I don't think there will be, but should there happen to be any money left over when the effort is done there, that money will just roll over to another disaster. And so we should all find ways that we as individuals and that our churches can be involved in missions and helping others, and helping others through difficult times, if it's a circumstance like this hurricane, but certainly in carrying the gospel to a lost and dying world, going to places that we may never get to go ourselves, but making sure that we help someone take the gospel to a dark world. Thank you. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.